Hi everyone, in this video we are going to look at sampling types and methods. Alright, so a lot of reading here. First type, for a convenience sample, you select any member of the population who are conveniently and readily available. For a self-selected sample, select only members of the population who volunteer for the sample. For a systematic sample, order the population in some way and then select from it at regular intervals. And then in a random sample, all members of the population are equally likely to be chosen. All right, so what we're going to do is identify the sampling type, and then we're going to determine if there's any bias in it. All right, well, let's look at number one. The student government wants to find out how many students have after-school jobs. A pollster interviews students selected at random as they board buses at the end of the school day. All right, well, this is a convenience sample because it's very convenient to find school students as they are boarding a school bus, right? So convenience. All right, that's a convenience sample. Now, is there any bias? Well, I would have to say yes, there is some bias because it's over representing students that ride a bus. What about the students that walk or drive to school? I mean, in a high school, for students that have an after-school job, a lot of them drive themselves. What about those that ride bicycles? So this does have bias because it overrepresents students who ride buses. I mean, it doesn't even represent those that are in after-school activities. I mean, they may have a job too, but they're not riding a bus home because they're after school at their activity. So you have to be very careful about biases when you are conducting a survey or a sampling type. All right, let's look at number two. All right, number two, a maintenance crew wants to estimate how many of the 3,000 air filters in a 30-story office building need replacing. The crew examines 5 filters chosen at random on each floor of the building. Okay, well, this would be an example of systematic. Why? Because they are ordering the population in some way and selecting from regular intervals. They are taking 5 random filters from each floor of the building. Okay, so systematic. All right, now, is there any bias? No, I don't see any bias, so there's no bias in this sample because each filter is equally likely to be chosen from each floor. So no bias. Alrighty, there we have it. Enjoy all these sampling types, and as some of my students have been telling me, say like and follow. Bye-bye.